They used to call Kansas City Big Play City. When the Chiefs needed something impossible, somewhere Patrick Mahomes would make it happen. A throw on a rope, a scramble that turned into six, a comeback that felt inevitable. Sunday night, under the lights and the weight of expectation, none of that magic showed up. The Texans beat the Chiefs 20-10, and Patrick Mahomes threw 3 interceptions in a night the Chiefs will replay until the calendar forces forgetfulness. Reuters. The game started ugly for Kansas City. Their offense couldn't find traction early, and the loss of starting left tackle Wanya Morris on the first drive didn't help. The Chiefs managed just 98 first-half yards, while Houston's defense played like the team's spine. C.J. Stroud, calm and efficient, carved them up enough to keep Houston ahead, and a late drive set up a field goal that made it 10-0 at the break. For a franchise used to erasing deficits, the sight of KC stuck in neutral was suddenly uncomfortable. ESPN.com Kansas City tried to flip the script after halftime. Kareem Hunt's gritty 4th-and-1 touchdown gave them life. And for a stretch in the third quarter, the Chiefs looked like the machine fans expect, moving the ball, dominating the line of scrimmage, and forcing Houston into mistakes. But football is a game of moments, and the fourth quarter demanded a couple of clean ones that Kansas City simply didn't deliver. Houston Chronicle. Then came the decisions that will live on highlight reels and in endless debates. Tied at 10, the Chiefs gambled on 4th-and-1 from their own 31 with about 10 minutes left. Andy Reid called for the conversion. Patrick Mahomes threw to Rashee Rice, and the pass was knocked down. The failed go for it suddenly put Houston in field goal range and swung momentum violently. 6 plays later, Dare Ogunbowale, a back who hadn't been in the rotation much, ran into the end zone and Houston had the lead. Reid answered the questions afterward honestly. He thought it was the right call in the moment and then admitted in plain language that he was wrong. Houston Chronicle. Kansas City fought, but mistakes compounded. On another late 4th-down try, Rashee Rice couldn't haul in a critical pass. Then, in a nightmare sequence, Travis Kelce bobbled a Mahomes pass and the ball popped loose into the hands of Azeez Al-Shaair for an interception that iced the game. Plays that, for years, usually went the Chiefs' way, now betrayed them. Dropped conversions, tipped throws, turnovers at the worst possible time. Houston Chronicle. This wasn't just a loss on the scoreboard. It punctured a run of dominance that had become a baseline expectation. With Kansas City's defeat and Denver's win earlier, the Chiefs' 9-year streak of AFC West titles officially ended. Their margin for error in the playoff picture evaporated. Projections that had once looked comfortably optimistic for KC are suddenly full of caveats and what-ifs. Win out and get help, the math now reads, if they want to finish the season where they've grown accustomed to being. Reuters. The human part of this story is sharp and unmistakable. Mahomes walked off Arrowhead's turf with numbers that felt foreign for him. Hurried, frustrated, and burdened by self-criticism he doesn't often wear publicly. He didn't duck responsibility. He said he's going to keep trusting his guys because those are the teammates who have made seasons like this possible, even when the throws slip through. For Andy Reid, the veteran coach who's rarely shy about owning mistakes, the postgame admission that he messed that one up was more than locker room rhetoric. It was a recognition that a pair of aggressive calls had blown up in his face. Houston Chronicle. Credit Houston, too. Their defense showed up like the best unit in football on this night. Disciplined, opportunistic, and ready to take advantage when the Chiefs handed them chances. Azeez Al-Shaair's timely pick was the kind of play that shifts seasons. C.J. Stroud managed the game when he needed to. Nico Collins and others made noise at key moments, and Keamy Fairbairn's late field goal sealed a statement win for a Texans team that's now on a roll. This wasn't just the Chiefs losing. This was Houston seizing a moment and refusing to give it back. Reuters. It's easy in the aftermath to reach for grand narratives about the end of dynasties. History warns us that a single missed season doesn't automatically mean a franchise has crashed. The 49ers and Patriots both had rough patches en route to dynastic runs. Still, the optics are brutal. A powerhouse that once leaned on late-game heroics now finds itself running out of margin for error. The Chiefs' path back is still there, but it's narrower, lined with more questions and fewer guarantees. Reuters. For the fans and the franchise, the task is straightforward and still agonizing. Fix the little things. Stay healthier on the offensive line. Catch the fourth down targets. Eliminate the mental errors that snowball into game-changing plays. The roster and the quarterback who won them rings haven't suddenly vanished, but the confidence that those plays will go their way needs rebuilding. The NFL is merciless. It rewards execution and punishes mistakes, and this loss paid the price for a string of small failures compiled into a season-altering package. Reuters' tonight's brutal lesson is also a reminder of how quickly narratives flip in this league. One week, you're the team that leans on fourth down aggression and rewrites history. The next week, you're the one asking why those same calls didn't work. The answer rarely lives in a single person. It lives in the tape, the practice habits, and the collective willingness to study, correct, and come back hungrier. If this is a turning point, it won't be because the Chiefs gave up on themselves. It'll be because they refuse to accept that this is who they are now. Houston Chronicle. And if you want the simplest, sharpest truth from this night, big plays win big games, but turnovers and failed gambles decide the tight ones. The Texans made theirs count. The Chiefs didn't. The scoreboard won't lie. 20-10. And until Kansas City starts turning the little moments back into their favor, nights like this will keep coming. Reuters. So tomorrow begins the work, watching tape until the details blur, fixing small cracks before they become chasms, and remembering that glory doesn't entitle you to next year's success. The dynasty isn't dead because of one loss, but it is vulnerable, and vulnerability demands answers. What do you do when the guy who's written the playbook for late-game magic suddenly can't find the page? Tonight wasn't just a loss for the Chiefs. It felt like a weathered chapter of a dynasty getting dog-eared in real time. We opened with a must-win vibe. Primetime pressure, playoff math breathing down Kansas City's neck, and Patrick Mahomes expected to do what he always does, make impossible throws and turn tight games into footnotes. Instead, Houston's defense showed up like a thesis on discipline. They took the ball away, bullied the pocket, and turned two brave fourth down gambles into the kind of self-inflicted wounds dynasties hate. The first half looked like a statement against the Chiefs' recent fragility. Houston's front got after Kansas City early. Wanya Morris goes down on the very first play with a knee injury, and now the Chiefs are asking a makeshift OL to hold the line against one of the league's meanest pass rushes. The Texans outgained KC by a mile before halftime, a clean, quiet domination. C.J. Stroud was efficient, the run game found creases, and suddenly the crowd that came expecting Mahomes' heroics sat observing a team trying to find itself. But of course, the Chiefs are hard to kill. They adjusted. The second half looked like the cartoon we're used to, a Kansas City climbing back, taking over the third quarter, moving the chains, and reminding everyone why you never count a dynasty out. Kareem Hunt's 4th-and-1 bull run was the kind of muscle that feels like momentum. The scoreboard even read 10-10 after 3, everything still in reach, and then the fourth quarter wrecked the script. First fourth down call, ball on your own 31, tie game, 10 minutes left. You go for it. That's Andy Reid. That's bold. That's also the moment the margin for error turns microscopic. The pass is batted down, turnover on downs, and all of a sudden, a team that had been fighting to claw back is coughing up field position in the worst place possible. On the next Houston snap, Dare Ogunbowale, who'd barely been in the rotation, punches it in for a touchdown on his first meaningful snap. The Texans go up, and the tone flips. Then the Chiefs do it again. 4th and 4 in the same quarter. Another go for it. This time, a drop. Momentum evaporates, and to add insult, a Mahomes pass to Travis Kelce pops out of his hands and into the arms of Azeez Al-Shaair. That pick isn't just a turnover. It's the dagger in a game where